Day 5 marks the final full day in Lincoln National Forest as we wake up and quickly pack the truck and head out for an early morning hike. Today is my birthday, and Mary is determined to make it a special day. I'm not a big fan of birthdays. I'm not big on gift receiving and celebrating in a traditional sense, but more on that in a different video. I have us mapped out to enter the north end of the Guadalupe Rim and into the south end of the forest by nightfall. At this point, we're in a good place with everything but once again, diesel fuel. What we have mapped out for the day doesn't plan for any entries into town, so we will have to be strategic about using our heater tonight. Where can we get our stamp?
Oh yeah, I want to stamp.
Right? Like, can we get a stamp of this? We find a turnoff point and take turns showering while the sun is still out, and quickly head back onto the trail to cover more ground. The only sign of life we see today is a bunch of cows and one single vehicle at the midway point. Low-rise seat makes us look little, but this here makes us royalty. Thank you very much for the meal. Guadalupe Rim Road stretches almost the entire length of the Guadalupe mountain range of the forest. It's just shy of 50 miles long, about a 3-hour drive given its easy terrain. The views the entire way would hold you from driving so quickly, as we made multiple stops just to take it in. Eventually, the road will recenter into the forest where you'll be met with herds of cow every 15 minutes. Coming in from the north entrance, your ending destination may be the very small town of Queen. You can visit the Sitting Bulls Falls area, an oasis in the desert that features a 150-foot waterfall. Unfortunately, we didn't quite make the feature, but we have it marked for a future visit. Got the Coleman oven out here. Trying to make us some sugar cookies.
A baker in the camp, in the woods.
Yes. And we're gonna have hot dogs. We're actually running low on food, which is a good thing given that we only have another day or two. So, super happy about that. Lighten up the load a bit. We have a zero wind campsite amongst the cows. Hence the cow dung. So watch where you step. But, I mean, it is. Outside of hearing some coyotes, perfect. Compared to last night, what happened, we needed this this change up. We are low on diesel fuel, so we're not going to crank the diesel heater until the very end, right before bed. We'll be fine. Feasting. Let's try and figure out if our cookies are done without opening it and losing that heat. Oh. I think you're just seeing things. I say yeah, then. Yo,
I
okay.
think they're cooked. They're a little brown there.
I'm down with that. That's what they were. That's what they are. Hey, it's even if it's not cooked, it is delicious out in the woods. Just saying. You ready for this? First time baking in the
Coleman?
woods. That's good. Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's like 3 of them. Oh, the daddy.
Oh, the little one. Come on.
Oh,
Mary.
the little one's all mixed. How cute. I want that
That's
one.
Mary.
I like that one.
Doing it a running. You're like, bro, no, I don't know. Dell City was an unplanned gem. If it wasn't for our desire to sit down and grab lunch, we may have bypassed Dell City and never experienced the charm of such a quaint town. Mary found Rosita's Cafe on Google, and most certainly it hit our hearts. Not only was the food delicious, but seeing a few locals walk in, sit down, and serve their usual is something that doesn't happen often where we're from. Every town that we pass, we try and search the history so we could gain a different appreciation from its modern day existence. Onion rings, bacon cheeseburger, combo Mexican plate that has enchiladas, tacos, rice. Guadalupe Mountains is the tallest peak in Texas at 8,751 feet above sea level. Initially, we thought that we could fit the Guadalupe Mountains and Carlsbad Caverns in one day, so we were slightly rushed during our visit. We visited the Frioles Ranch, built by the Smith family in the early 1900s. This ranch had running spring water pumped from the first hydraulic ram in the area. Today it's considered a historic monument within the park and houses a museum. We took a hike on the Smith Spring Trail, which is about a 2-hour hike round trip. Since we were short on time, we knew the peak would have to wait for a future visit. We called it an early night after dinner, played Uno, and watched a documentary on Dell City. If you pass through this area, I'd recommend watching the Tales from the Dell City by Josh Carter. It'll help you melt into the environment and takes you back a bit into the early 2000s. The next morning, we had breakfast in White City, which was the only meal we didn't care for on the trip. The only agenda today is Carlsbad and filling up before the 7-hour journey home. I've been to a few caverns before, and without fail, the question will be asked if I've been to Carlsbad. After a few, it seems like you've seen them all. Carlsbad was definitely different in many ways. The grand entrance, the fact that it has an elevator, a restaurant and a restroom 700 feet into the earth, and of course the sheer size of the big room. That's just a few things that sets Carlsbad apart. We elected to do the self-guided tour, and I would highly recommend bringing a headlamp with you. The walk lasted about an hour to the bottom, and we didn't tour the entire place, but it's definitely one to remember. And just like that, 7 adventurous days becomes a compilation of clips on a timeline and in our minds. Miles, minutes, and laughters are all compressed into a pin-drop feeling in our lives. So what is my assessment of why I desire the open road? Maybe it's also a compilation of my time on Earth. From sleeping on the roof of my cousin's farmhouse, trying to steal a glimpse of the derby races in the distance. Maybe it's a reminder of the drives my mom would take us on ambitiously between closing hours of our old restaurant. Whatever it is, the answer is accumulation of things of the past, desires for the future, and the ever so present feeling of just living. Whatever your medium, get out there, live intently, be kind to yourself and the world around you. Thanks for watching. Oh!
Okay, even. We're not doing it anymore.